Welcome back. Question for you. Does the viral Stanley Cup carry a risk of lead exposure? The company says yes, a very rare risk. They say lead is used in the manufacturing process, but the tumbler has to be damaged for people to be exposed to it. Still, social media users have been buying up test kits to make sure their product is safe. We have Dr. Jack Caravanos, a professor of environmental public health sciences at the NYU School of Global Public Health, joining me live. Welcome to Houston's Morning Show as I take a sip of my water from my Stanley. Okay, should people be concerned about using the Stanley Cup?
Well, the short answer is no. The lead is really embedded deep inside the cup, and unless there's serious damage to the cap that's on the bottom of the cup, there's no real possibility that this material will get near your mouth or get into the fluid of the cup itself.
Why do companies still use lead if it's dangerous?
Well, that's a great question, and it's angered a lot of environmental health scientists. Why is this even happening? Yes, it's unexposed to the individual, but putting it in there just doesn't make good business sense. The answer is really it's a convenient solder and material. It's easy to use, and unless you invest in alternatives, there's probably a certain amount of momentum just to keep things the way they were.
Now, even if your tumbler doesn't contain lead, are we being exposed elsewhere? What are some of the common places where there may be a risk of lead exposure that we don't even think about?
Yes, good question, because we see from Flint, Michigan, and from the applesauce story that there's always a possibility for lead to get into our diet. Research has shown that some artisanal spices from countries overseas get into the U.S. market, and they may have some lead as a colorant. We also have ceramics. Many glazes still have lead-containing material in them and can be easily leached out. So we're constantly battling and identifying new sources of lead and trying to get them out of the consumer market.
So how would you suggest that we lower our exposure?
Well, I think ultimately we need legislation that says lead really shall not be used in any consumer products. So that on a global level, that would be wonderful. For us, we have to have faith that the manufacturers have a liability here and they'll do the right thing, and hopefully Stanley will come back and do the right thing. The test kits you see have pros and cons. Sometimes you'll get positives that aren't really positives, and likewise a negative needs to be viewed with caution. So it's no guarantee. There's no simple test that will really answer that.
Okay, so bottom line, if I'm drinking out of my Stanley, and like everybody else seems to be around here, am I safe? Would you say I could keep drinking out of this cup?
Absolutely. Honestly, it's virtually impossible for the lead that's inside these cups to get anywhere near your mouth or your lungs. So unless the bottom has been broken and the cap has been removed, perfectly safe to continue using it.
All right, Dr. Jack Caravanos, thank you so much for joining us from NYU. We appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right.